everyone, and welcome back to Belinda's DIYs. If this is your first time here, welcome. So today I'm going to be creating a Christmas DIY, and I'm participating in a collaboration with Josie from Life and 50 and Beyond. And there's going to be several other DIYers that are also in this collaboration. We are to create a winter or Christmas decor, $10 or less. My DIY is going to be less than $10. So if you want to see how I put it together, then please keep watching. In this channel, you're going to find a lot of easy and inexpensive DIYs for your home and also seasonal. So if this is something that appeals to you, I'm going to ask that if you can please consider to subscribe to my channel and also hit that bell icon, right there in the corner, so that you can be notified every time that I upload a new video. So if you're ready, let's go ahead and get started. These are the items that I'll be using for this Christmas DIY. First up are these Dollar Tree Christmas box decor, and I'll be using 4 of them. And this Dollar Tree wrapping paper, and a Christmas ornament for $1. I purchased this one at Dollar General, but Dollar Tree also has the same type of ornament. 1 pack of these miniature Christmas trees, and I purchased these at Dollar Tree. And also this miniature little plant from Dollar Tree. I'll also be using some Mod Podge, and also some fairy lights from Dollar Tree. Some acrylic paint in the color Latte and also white. The first thing that I'm going to do is remove those little metal hooks that these boxes come with. And then next I'll be removing the label. Okay, so what I'm going to do with these 4 boxes is join them together like this. But before that I do that, I am going to remove some of the sideboards because I'm not going to need them. So I'm going to start marking them off with a pen first before I remove them. And here I'm just showing you the ones I marked off that I'll be removing. The 2 top ones, the 2 center ones, and also these that go across, and also these down here at the bottom. Okay, so now I'm ready to start taking off the sideboards. Usually these boards come off really easy just by pulling on them, but these would not come off, so I did have to use my hammer just to make them come loose. Okay, so once I was done removing all the sideboards, I had all these left over, and I am going to put them aside because I will be using them. And this is how it looks now, and now I'm going to start hot gluing the pieces together. I'm going to start with the bottom 2 boxes first. And then for extra reinforcement, I'm going to add a sideboard where I join both of those boards together. The printed side will be the back side of the front of the house. And now that I've joined these 2 together, this is now the bottom half of the house. Next, I'm going to join the other 2 boxes, and this is going to be the top side of the house. And for this as well, I'm going to use some reinforcement by adding another piece of sideboard to the back side. Now that I have the bottom and the top section complete, now I'm going to join them together. Since these sections are a little bit bigger, what I did is I added a sideboard underneath before I start to hot glue them together. This will keep the 2 sections in balance before they get glued together. And this will also give them the extra reinforcement. Next, I turned it over to the back side, and I filled in some areas where it needed some more hot glue. And so what I've done right here is I drew out the roof of the house and how it's going to look. So what I'm going to do now is make those same markings, but now on the back side, and I'm going to be using my ruler for that. As you can see, I've placed my ruler in an angle, and I'm going to be starting in the top center section and then just come down to the edge of the box. Next, I'm going to repeat the same steps but to the opposite side. And now as you can see the markings, I have now the rooftop. Next, I'm going to be using my handsaw to remove the pieces. One side down and now to the next one. Okay, so this is how my house is looking so far. And what I'm doing next is trying to find the right size of boards that I can use to trim off the roof. These are the same boards that I took off from the boxes originally. I'm going to be painting the trimming of the house this color like my door. So what I'm going to do is mix a little bit of latte into my white paint. Because I don't have like an off-white color on hand, I'm going to have to mix one myself. Okay, so now that I've achieved the color that I wanted, I'm going to start painting the sideboards that are going to be used as trimming for my house. I also cut some smaller ones, and those are going to be used as steps for my doorway. I'm also going to paint the trimmings from the bottom section of the house. Once I'm done painting all the pieces that I'll be using, I'll set it aside and let them dry. I'll be using this wrapping paper to cover the front of the house, and so what I'm going to do now is just cut the piece out that I'll be using. Okay, so what I'm doing here is outlining the shape of my house onto the back side of the wrapping paper, and the reason that I'm doing that is because I'm going to be adding some Mod Podge only in the area where I'll be applying the wrapping paper onto my house. And now I'm ready to carefully lay the wrapping paper on top of the front of the house, and then I'm just going to smooth it out with my hands. I had to be very careful because the wrapping paper is so thin that it can tear really easily. This is the first time that I Mod Podge any wrapping paper, and so I noticed that there was some bubbles and I could not smooth them out. The next thing that I did is I cut out some of the excess paper. I didn't get very close because I will be removing it with my sanding block once the Mod Podge is dry. Next, I'm going to add some more Mod Podge to the top of the paper and then just smooth it out with my brush. Okay, so I'm done adding the Mod Podge, and now I'm going to let this sit out for a few hours until the glue dries. Okay, so now I'm ready to start trimming off the excess paper, and I'm going to be using my sanding block for that. This will give you a nice smooth clean cut. I'll be using my box cutters to cut the inside edge where the trimming is at. Next, I'm going to start to trim off my rooftop with the pieces of sideboards that I had cut and painted. Once I was done trimming my rooftop, I really didn't like how it looked, so what I ended up doing is cut a triangle shape with the same sideboard, and then I hot glued it to the tip of my rooftop. If you look closely on the edge where the trimming is at, there is some of that red peeking through. I did have to saw that off. And then with those extra sideboards that I had, I painted them, and then I created 2 small steps for my house. So what I'm going to be doing is gluing them down. The first board that I'll be gluing is about 2 inches long, and then the smaller one is about 1.5 inches. And now that I have my steps, I'm going to go ahead now and add my door ornament to the front of my house. Next, what I did is add another piece of sideboard to the back side of the house. This will help the house to stay upright. Next, what I'm going to do is add these miniature trees on each side of the door, but first I'm going to remove the little stand on the bottom, and then I'm going to cut off that piece of wire that the little trees have, and then I'm going to hot glue it to the bottom sideboard. And I'm also going to hot glue this small miniature plant to the side where the smaller tree is at. And then lastly, I added the fairy lights around the trimming of my house, and I did have to hot glue them. Before I show you the front side of the house, I do want you to take a look at the back side with all the reinforcement boards. And this is how the house looks now, lighted up. I do want to let you know that this was a bit of a challenge. It was harder than what I had expected, but I did have a lot of fun creating it. Well, that's it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up and also share. I'd really appreciate it. And remember, the playlist is listed down below in the description box. Please go and check the other DIYers channel. Well, that's it. You have yourself a blessed day. Until next time, bye-bye and God bless.